I think I was more like at level 30s area, but still early content.
I have to know. I'll double check when I get a chance. But you get my point, though. Like, there's no, because last thing we did together was the pirate dungeon unlocking you travel to other places, and you were around level 24 when we stopped playing last time. So unless you continue playing by yourself, which you said you probably won't do because you want to play with friends. Like, I can double check when I boot up the game, but that's going to be quite a while because I'm going to be driving right now and then going to the gym to do like an hour cardio and then go home and eat basically tomorrow because it's going to be like 11 o'clock at night when I get there. So when I get home, it's going to be like midnight. Which is not a time that people should be, but whatever. But you, Fair, you, Ragna, and Rat, you, if you guys want to continue where you guys are at, it's just like how I've been just going around with Dragon, making sure that he understands the tanking inside Final Fantasy, which he is getting, but it's been a while that it might just be
I might
a
be
little interesting
rusty.
because of. No, you are level 30. You're right. You're right. You're level 30. You'll knock Paladin. The issue would be since the new buffs and nerfs that just happened, that just came out with the new patches, he he might have some things to look into a little bit longer. I think it might have been 32 actually, because you did unlock Paladin. I forgot
Yeah.
that you did that. Because you're trying to get to the point where you can unlock
Gunbreaker.
Gunbreaker, but Gunbreaker's locked behind game for level 7. So you're it for a long haul.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the way that story missions go, they give you they don't have them being over leveled where you are. You should be at the level that you're supposed to be for the story mission. From doing the story missions. It's just when you're doing it with that specific class, that kind of ends up becoming your main class. Until you work up on working on a different class via side quests or just uh, slowly grinding experience for the process. I said 70 bear. I call Dragon's called. Yeah, isn't Gunbreaker unlocked when you get to like you need a martial class at level? Or was it level 60? That martial class again. It's been a while. 60, okay. But again, I haven't done the quest in a long time, so I didn't remember off the top of my head what the exact level was. Yeah, I mean, technically you are right. He could just rush through a Realm Reborn. Okay, to be fair, rushing through a Realm Reborn storyline is probably perfectly fine because the story of a Realm Reborn is very complicated in the way of it, for some reason, does not explain things properly. Like, there's sections that are just, like, for some reason time skipped when they shouldn't be, and there's things that you're expected to know from playing first iteration of Final Fantasy XIV that you can't play or look at the story anymore because you're looking at it offline. And then Heaven's Sword fixes so much of the story problems, like actually making it a linear storyline that's actually compelling and interesting. Like, ironically, everyone who has been playing Final Fantasy XIV knows that A Realm Reborn is a part of the entire game franchise. To be fair, yeah, it is possible that Rat might be doing other things on the side, like we were doing last time with the party and you know, where we were just able to level up the level 16 for Rat all the way up to like the mid 20s. I mean, you never know. I mean, there's also the case of
I summoned the bear!
items. There are items that can be used to increase the XP gain. Like all those pairs that I gave Brad, that give them a increase in ESP by 3% when they're not used as dish. That can be higher.
I do hit the side quests, though, on my end. A little bit.
You also hit the hunting logs, which the hunting logs give you a lot of experience too.
Yeah.
Just the way that, I'm not gonna lie, the way that Dragon plays, he is going through the story and reading. So that's the other thing. If you guys are rushing through the Realm Reborn, Dragon's taking his time trying to understand the story. Which, that's perfectly fine. It's his first time playing. I'm not going to tell him how to play the game. Let him enjoy it. Like, you can confirm, Dragon, I have given you warning that A Realm Reborn is the rough of Final Fantasy XIV. That its storyline is a bit convoluted and you have to pay attention to, like, everything that's not just the cutscene. To be able to actually understand the story, which is kind of weird that they put all, like, the heavy story information outside the cutscene. Whereas, instead of A Realm Reborn, hey, you get cutscenes that actually explain what's going on. Instead of, hey, you have to know this little snippet from in between quest lines by looking at the NPCs talking around you. Another thing, what happened to us having quests for the classes for skills? Like, we haven't had one of those in a long time for any of the classes outside, like, for, like, later on in the game. There's no skills after a certain point that are locked behind quests anymore, so you don't get to, like, understand certain skills for later down the line, or how they work with other things, or how they combo into things. You just have to read them. Like, it's kind of weird with that. It's almost like the cutoff for that guess. Like level 70, where they stop adding quests that explain your kit works, and then you just have to experience it yourself because your kit completely changes at certain classes. Like Black Mage. Black Mage early kit is just heavily just casting fire and not dealing with the rest of your kit because the rest of your kit's not available to you until you're like mid-level 60, and then your entire kit's no longer the same because you basically become a different kind of caster. They do, but they don't for, like, they do that when you're unlocking the class. The issue is there's class abilities, like class skills, class abilities, that change how your class's attacks work and all that. or changes to which ones can be combo. They kind of got rid of quite a few of those instead later on. Like for example, Gunbreaker. They don't have a class quest for the level 100 quest line, which gives you a brand new skill chain for a combo. They get rid of them to a certain point. They really do is just, hey, you're unlocking this. Here's a quick explanation of how it works. You're going to use this one ability that you have, but we're not going to give you the rest of that ability. Boom. You understand how to use it from that class? Cool. We're not going to explain how it combos with the rest of it until, even if you get the rest of it now. Like, it's just confusing why they do that. And I'm going to point out this. With the newer classes, like, for example, the Victo Drawer Mancer, you know, the one that does the mage that I was showing off last time, the one that does the artwork. That someone's Moogle Beam. The quest does not tell you to play the class. It's just, hey, go talk to the person who's from the storyline that uses the class. Hey, she's going to tell you, hey, here's the gear for it. Why don't you put it on? Cool, you're now the class. Now you just have to read the pop-ups to understand how the class works. And what's that? Oh yeah, it doesn't explain how the class actually works. It just tells you the fundamentals of the class, not how the combos are done. Same with Viper. They don't give you the information anymore on how to use the class. They don't let you learn how to use the class. You have to do it yourself outside the quest line. You have to try it out yourself. They got rid of the fun quest. To explain, Mason, I'm talking about Final Fantasy XIV. With their newer classes that they have added because they are such high level, they don't give you the explanation about how the class correctly works or how the combos work. They just give you the kit and say, here, go have fun. We're not going to explain it further. We're just going to tell you, hey, this is your resource mechanics. That's all you're going to worry about. We're not going to say how you get your resources correctly, how to use them, or which combinations work for what, or how your spells work. Like, hey, did you know that if you do this, if you're painting a Moogle, you're painting of a hammer, and you're painting of a splash, you can cause a Moogle Super Saiyan Beam? No? Oh, well, we didn't explain it, so we thought you knew. That's not even a joke. That literally happened last time we were playing Bear. Remember? I was like, oh, I can summon a Moogle Beam. That's like a Kamehameha. They're gonna away this. They don't explain it to you anymore. They just give you the class, give you the kit, and don't explain any of the combos. It's so they got rid of those quests because those quests were actually fun for explaining how the class works.
I hate the random rule.
Yes, I do agree. Keeping the quest lines to where, hey, this quest line explains where it is inside the story and why it's inside this major city instead of being inside like this starting city. It's a great idea. Like, don't get me wrong, that's great. That's very nice. It keeps it in line with the story with what they have set up. But again, I'm just pointing out the fact that hey, the quests that were to explain how to play the class, the newer ones do not explain how to play the class. They just give you the class, tell you to equip the stuff for it, and then say, hey, here's the pop-ups for the resource management that you get when you unlock a resource management option, like the Dark Knight's Blood or the Dark Knight's Grit. And that's all we're going to give you now. We're not going to explain how the class works, how the combos works. We're just going to give you the super simplistic, hey, this is your gauge. This is what the gauge does. This is what to look out for. Instead of telling you how to use the class or experience how to use the class inside of a quest. It is so weird.